You want something behind the tires?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, I don't know where one video stops and the other one starts because I got so much going on back to back. I had somebody come make a deposit on the NA, so I had to pull it apart fast. So I just recorded everything and I'll put it together. This is probably the beginning of a new video. Sorry, I'm just talking really fast for no reason. One thing I need to do before I put that in there is the NB is getting a full electric power steering, but this rack still has power steering lines because the NA had fluid power steering. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the rack off, and I'm gonna take the little O-ring bushing thing out of the middle so that it turns easier. We're gonna depower the rack. I'll probably weld these shut or something and throw it on time lapse. First thing we gotta do is get it out though. Hey, so it's taken apart. I'm not gonna show, I'm not gonna do a tutorial on this. If you wanna know how to do this, then go watch another video on YouTube. I watch Car Passion Channel's how to, but basically we're just cutting this off. We're gonna pack this with grease. We're gonna throw a tack weld on here. You don't have to do it, but I've seen it in a couple videos. And then I have the ability to weld these shut, but I'm worried about it. There's a bearing in there, about putting too much heat into this. So I'm just gonna do it the ghetto way, which is plugging those holes with epoxy. There's no fluid in there, so it's never gonna leak. We're just trying to keep dirt out. There's no pressure in there. Again, just trying to keep dirt out. So. Okay, I lied. I ended up grinding all that down and welding it. The reason why is because that shaft goes right here. And it's a pain in the ass with the exhaust And right where this exhaust is where my AC compressor needs to go. So I would have been super pissed if I had to pull this rack back out just to grind this little thing down and weld it to make the AC work. So I just did it now. Threw a couple tacks on this too. They're not the best, but it'll work. Most people don't even do that. We'll put it back together. Alright, that's it all put back together. The only thing I have to do is put a zip tie here and here to keep the boots on. I threw a quick spray paint Rust-Oleum on the black part to keep it from rusting. You won't see it, so my SPL bump steer kit. That'll work with my electric power steering right there on the column. So it's gonna do it for that part. We'll move on to the next. Alright, so it's been a few days. I did a bunch of work on the car just off camera. I've shown enough time lapse of this motor coming in and out of cars. So we jumped a few days. It's no longer on the floor. I made a mess. It's in the car. It just slid into place just like it came out of the NA. There was nothing special about it. You guys aren't missing anything. The rack is back in there. Nice and plenty of space now. I say plenty of space, I mean almost none per usual. But the next thing I need to do is my frame rail reinforcements, these guys. So the way the transmission's held up is these bolt to the car, and then this cross member, obviously there's a training mount here, and then those bolt holes go onto these bolts. They're not exactly pretty. I had a shitty welder whenever I did them, but for some reason this motor doesn't sit as far back in this car, grab a flashlight, as it did on the NA. Like, at least it doesn't look like it did. But basically I need to put this on the transmission, bolt it to both of these, jack the transmission up against the bottom of the car. That way I can drill my 50 holes, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22 holes. Yay. Bolt everything down, and then I can start putting the interior back together. I am going to modify this because it's got the transmission sitting like over just like a ½ inch, and it pisses me off because it's not completely centered in the hole. It's really not much, but it's enough to annoy me. Don't mind the aluminum thing. It's just there to keep transmission from falling out. But here we go. All right, so you see these bolts here?
Yeah.
See how they're through the floor?
Yeah.
Daddy can't hold the bolt from the top and from the bottom.
Okay, how did you get this one done?
Well, I can do it because the door's open here. So pay attention.
Okay.
Over here on this side,
Okay.
I've already drilled all the holes and the bolts. You just go in the holes, okay?
Okay.
This wrench, you don't have to do anything special. You just put it on the bolt. Okay?
And twist.
Nope. Just hold it until I tell you to.
Okay.
And then we're gonna move to the next bolt.
Okay, we're gonna do that how many times?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times or until we run out of bolts. You think you can help with that?
Yeah.
It's pretty hot in here, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I'm not that hot because I
I'm
have my
sorry.
nose doing this.
Here you go. So, I'm gonna take this screwdriver.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke it up through the hole which one I want you to put the bolt in, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna start on this one, alright?
Okay.
You gotta hold on to it. Alright. Put a bolt through this hole.
I can't do it. Oh, okay. That hole.
Put a bolt through that hole.
Okay, well.
All you gotta do is put this on the bolt. Hold it.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
We're gonna go to the other side.
Yeah.
Start all the way at the back, that corner.
Okay.
And then we're gonna work our way forward.
Aye, aye.
Crisscross. Okay?
Yep.
So we're gonna do
Oh.
this one, this one, this one, this one, and keep going. All the way. You got 22 of them.
Jeez. Hey, look, I found one of these. Found one of them.
That's for the seat, bud.
That's for the seat. Oh. Well, I'm glad I didn't get the job he has to do.
You're glad you didn't get this job?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
You want me to move it?
Nope. I tell you when. Tell me if it starts spinning or you can't hold it. Alright, next. Alright, the frame rails are in, all bolted up. Unfortunately, the shifter didn't line up like perfectly center, so when I fixed it, my center bolt doesn't line up perfectly now. So now I have to fix the cross member. I wanted to do this for a while, so finally getting around to doing it. But unfortunately, that means it's one more extra little project to do. Mount is done, or the cross member is done. I also did my fuel lines, fuel filter. I need to get new clamps, but those should be good to like fire it up. The fuel system on this car. So we have fuel feed to the surge tank, fuel feed to the engine from the surge tank, fuel return to the surge tank from the engine, and then fuel return from the surge tank. So basically what'll happen is this line will go out into the surge tank, where this is a Walbro 255. In the surge tank is a DW 400, which eventually I'm going to replace this one with a DW as well. It's just what I have for now. Anyways, fuel out into the tank, out of the tank to the motor, from the motor back to the tank, back to the big tank. Basically this return is just whatever doesn't get used, because Walbro will pump more than what is necessary. It's so that the it's so that the surge tank doesn't pressurize, so it'll just stay a constant. Should be zero pressure in it. All right, check that out. Not completely done, but it's the first time this car's had carpet in over a year. We are getting there. I think I gave this piece to the guy, and this piece, I think this one's from the NA, and I think I gave this piece to the guy who I sold the NA to. So I'm gonna message him. We're friends on Facebook now, so, and he lives right around the corner, so I should be able to run over there and pick him up or swap him out or whatever to get it done.